When it comes to cost of living, there are many things that make your life worse right now, but there is, in my view, one thing that is guaranteed to make power prices worse in the next 2 years, maybe 56% in the next 2 years, or even 50% in the next year, and that is, of course, Anthony Albanese signing a UN deal that links us to even more renewables. We learned today that businesses are absolutely freaking out, not about the idea of net zero, but about the speed with which all of this is happening. Dare I repeat myself? It ain't about climate change denialism, it's about transition denialism. And of course, on top of all of this, we are starting to learn yet again that the people where renewable technologies will be built don't want it there. Presumably the people who would be the same in Marrickville or the same in Manly or the same in Paddington. But of course, none of it's being built there because it's assumed that they would lose their top. So it's regional Australia that has to cop it.
This is not a location for a solar farm.
Don't put this on the front door to one of the most beautiful, historic and biggest tourist towns in Australia.
We want to protect the visual impact.
We've all spent the last 25 to 30 years working really, really hard to make tourism such an important part of our economy.
These outrageous 88-metre things are going to denigrate the countryside.
Well, there's another part of this that, guess what, is going to be rather difficult for Twitter to wrap its very, very, very tiny brain around. The echo chamber of I Stand With Dan may have to actually, well, deal with two sides of the same coin. Because Marcia Langton, the well-known Indigenous leader, has come forward to say, well, guess what? In the same way that I'm not a huge fan of mining, digging up their country, the idea that solar farms and wind farms should go everywhere where Indigenous people are in regional and outback Australia is not a great idea either. In part, this is what she had to say yesterday.
The downside is the massive solar farms that are being proposed and hydrogen projects will deeply impact Aboriginal lands. Some of them are enormous. You can see them from space. The footprint of the green economy will be so much greater than anything anybody's ever seen before. Bigger than mines, bigger than tourism, bigger than urban expansion.
So again, welcome to this world where two things collide and you can't get a resolution. These are the people who say we have to save the atmosphere by ruining the country. The same people who say that Indigenous people should have total control of their land, but can you put a few wind farms and solar farms up so I can feel better about dealing with 1% of the world's climate problems? Again, all of this is going to lead to hundreds of billions of dollars of worth of brand new technology that needs to be built to be transitioned by 2030, all of which is ignored by the media because it's all apparently to do with Vladimir Putin. Pull the other one, it plays jingle bells. And yet again, Peter Dutton, exactly where normal people are on this issue.
This country could be facing a perfect storm if you've got an industrial relations policy which is taking us back to the 80s and the 70s, if you've got inflation at 7 or 8%, if you've got increasing interest rates, increasing energy prices, increasing gas prices, increasing costs of living right across the board, and this government doesn't have any solutions to it.